Hey, writers, I hope that you all have been prospering in your purpose and dominating in your destiny. It's Coach Takumbo here with another Writing Wings episode. I'm excited about this episode because I'm going to talk about 5 ways to make your devotional unique to you. Some of us are sleeping on our brilliance and you're not tapping in to the unique story that's inside of you. So I hope that this video encourages you to embrace your idiosyncrasies, embrace your difference, and get it out in a devotional because your audience needs to hear from you. Before I jump into the meat of this video, I want you to do me a favor. Press the like button because you're going to enjoy this video. And also, I want you to hit that subscribe button so that you can be a part of our community. I'm going to drop some more Writing Wings videos, and there's some other videos for you to watch as well. All right, so let's jump into this now that you've subscribed. The first way that you are going to create a unique devotional is that you are going to pick a topic where you have experienced victory. A lot of us downplay our testimony because we feel like it's not as elaborate or as drastic as somebody else's. But there is victory that you have experienced, and the way that you experienced it, the way that you share your story with other people, the way that you talk about God and your relationship with God is unique to you. How you express yourself about the victory that you achieved or the victory that you experienced is unique to you. And so you need to not downplay that aspect of your story. You need to share the victory. You need to be loud about that victory. And it's actually going to be unique because this is your own personal testimony. This is your story. Nobody else can share your story or tell your testimony like you. That's what's going to make this unique, is that you're not only talking from head knowledge, but you're talking from experience. You are talking from a place of victory. You are talking from a place of knowing who your God is. And so that's going to make your devotional unique to you. The second way that you can be creative in your devotional is going to be connected to number one. Not only are you going to share your victory, but you're going to be transparent and you're going to be vulnerable with a purpose. When I say be transparent and vulnerable with a purpose, I mean do not bleed on your audience. One of the things that happens is when we are sharing a certain part of our story, we tend to share all the nitty gritty, finite details. And we don't really need to share every single detail if it's not for a purpose. And when I say for a purpose, I mean that you're doing it because you want to connect with your readers. You want your readers to understand that you've been where they are, and you're on the other side of this, or you're still going through it. So you're being transparent. You may not have experienced the fullness of the victory, but you're being transparent and vulnerable and honest and saying, hey, I'm still going through this. And here's how I'm able to sustain myself while I'm in the midst of my process, while I'm in the midst of persevering and enduring. When I say be transparent and vulnerable with the purpose, you are going to add wisdom that you experience from the situation. So for example, if you had issues with your parents or you had issues with your children, you're not going to just write in your book, oh, and she was so rude to me and she was mean to me and she was just such a nasty person and I couldn't stand her when I was younger. And then what's the point of you telling us this? There has to be a point. There has to be revelation and wisdom that you experience from having a tough relationship with an individual. You don't just want to blast people or put information out there and you have no wisdom or you don't have anything revelatory for your audience to receive from you. The next thing is that you're going to create a unique section within your devotional. You are going to create a section where maybe they have to meditate on something, and you can also use some sort of acronym, use your own framework. And so for my book, for Healing Through Writing, I've called it the 7 A's of Healing. And so there were certain things people have to do in each section. Maybe one section of your devotional is going to stand for something. It's going to spell out the words dive. It's going to say dive, and D stands for something. I stands for something. V stands for something. E stands for something. But you're going to tell them dive deep in each section. It's going to be something that we have never seen in anyone else's devotional. So make it unique to you. And when you create this section, make sure that you have it in each section of the devotional. The next thing that you're going to do, which is huge, is because a lot of us don't write, or we refuse to express ourselves because you don't understand that expressing yourself in your authentic way is powerful. Your authenticity is powerful. Your unique way that you put words together is powerful. The jargon that you use or the words that you use for the audience that you're called to is going to be transformative. What do I mean by this? This means that you don't have to be super formal and super stuffy in your devotional. You may think, oh, I don't understand English like that. I don't remember all the grammar and the mechanics and this and that. I don't know if I could use slang here. If your audience understands the slang and understands the language that you're using, then use that language in your book. If they are people that are going to connect with you because they understand the colloquialisms, the dialect, whatever you're saying in the book, then use that language. You don't have to be super formal if you know that you're not writing to a particular audience, or if you want to have a conversation style, you talk like that within the book. What I would advise you to do is to make sure that if you keep this certain cadence, or if you keep this certain type of tone or mood in the book, that you keep it throughout the entire book, that you don't just switch up all of a sudden and you're formal here and then you're using slang here. No, be your authentic self. If your audience understands the language, they understand your personality, they understand from this generation, these are the words that we use, then use those words, y'all. The next thing, number 5, is figurative language, which a lot of us, if you've watched my videos, you know that I love figurative language, but you're going to be strategic with using figurative language, which are tools that are not meant to be taken literally. So there are certain tools that you can take out of your creative writing hat, which are hyperbole, alliteration, simile. Be strategic when you're going to use those things. If it's a fun, lighthearted area, you might want to use alliteration, which is a repetition of initial consonant sounds. So Sally picked seashells by the seashore, or Peter Piper picked a peck of pepper. Or if you want to use hyperbole in a certain section, which is an extreme exaggeration, like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry that I can eat a cow. You don't literally mean that you're going to eat a cow, but you're saying that you are so hungry. And so you're going to bring your story to life with figurative language. You're going to bring ideas to a greater stage, or you're going to paint a greater picture because you strategically use figurative language within your text. So again, this is talking about personification, which is giving human like qualities to inanimate objects. So the rain was dancing. Rain is the inanimate object. Dancing is a human like quality. Put those in your devotional. You have hyperboles, which is extreme exaggeration. You have alliteration. There are so many different things that you can use. Metaphors, imagery, descriptive language. There's so many tools that you can use within your devotional. So be strategic about inserting these particular things so that your devotional can stand out, so that you can be a writer that is creative. And so let's wrap this up. I want you to type in the comments, what are the things that you're going to use within your next devotional to make sure that your devotional stands out? Number 1, are you going to just tell your story? Where have you experienced victory? You're going to be unashamed about that story. Number 2, you're going to share, you're going to be transparent and vulnerable with a purpose. You're going to connect with your audience because you're not only talking from head knowledge, or you're not just giving out information, but you're being transparent and vulnerable. One of the things that I had to do with one of my books that God convicted me about was that I just wanted to share my process about how I got healed. And God was like, okay, that's great that you want to share your process. That's needed. That's so necessary. But right here, before you start, you have to be transparent and vulnerable as to where you were in your life that got you to this place. What was happening? What was the pain that you were experiencing that got you into this position where you decided, hey, I got a right to heal. I got a right to heal. And so I inserted that, and I've been able to receive testimonies from so many people who were blessed that I decided to be transparent in the first part of that healing through writing workbook. And so I want to encourage you that being transparent with the purpose means that God is going to get the glory from that situation, because you're going to share the way that God showed up even in the midst of that pain. So that's number 2, being vulnerable and transparent. Number 3, create a section within your devotional that is unique to you, that speaks to your personality and what you want your readers to do What is a framework that you're going to create for your devotional? Number 4, use language or jargon that is unique to your audience. Share your personality. If you want to be conversational, if you want to be formal, then you can. If that is who you're trying to reach, maybe you're talking to a bunch of doctors or teachers or lawyers and you want to be formal in your devotional, do that. Maybe you're talking to Gen Z or you're talking to millennials and there's certain slang that you want to use, then do that within the context of your book. Then you're going to use figurative language. You're going to be strategic about where you place your similes, your metaphors, your hyperboles, personification, alliteration, and so forth. There's so many different tools that you can use. Just make sure that you're using it for a purpose. You're bringing something to life instead of writing a stale and boring flat sentence. The figurative language is supposed to bring life to your sentences. It's supposed to liven up your sentences. All right. I hope that this helps. And I hope that you are confident. You're going to have confidence as you are writing out your next devotional. I hope that you are going to write a devotional that is transformative, that is going to leave an honorable legacy. All right. I will drop some new videos. So make sure that you're following, make sure that you are commenting and subscribing so that I know that you were here as well. All right. I'm going to leave a great legacy in writing with you later. See you on the next video. Love you like a leader. Bye.